Hey guys, how's it going? Um, I'm hearing a lot of negative comments on Global M2. Um, and what I think it is, the root cause of it is this indicator is being used incorrectly. Um, it's a specific tool and it's meant to solve specific problems. So what this tool is great for is locating bottoms. Okay, confirming when the market has turned around and we're now headed in a different direction. Okay, so finding the bottom of the bear market. That's one use. It's incredible for that if you zoom out, and I think I've done videos on it before, but it's been incredible. It's an incredible tool for that. It's also excuse me, a great tool when used with other tools at confirming the direction of the market. It's also a great tool for helping us find specific times when to DCA out or DCA in, right? When it peaks out, if we were to DCA out here, we would have done well. If we were to DCA in here, we would have done well. If we were to DCA out here, we would have done well. If we were to DCA in here, oops, we would have done well. There we go. Okay. So finding those times to DCA in. What this tool is not a short-term trading tool, and it's not a tool that helps us find levels. Like if we were to look back and say, if we were at this period of time where we found the bottom, because we knew about this tool at that time, let's just say, and we're using it to find levels, and we're saying, oh, okay, we turned around here, so let's adjust this so that it fits over there perfectly, and then it comes down and goes up. We would have got burnt on this move, right? Global M2 went down, BTC went up. Now the reason for this is most likely because of the ETFs, right? We got a big move because the news of the ETFs came out and a lot of money started flowing. Okay, fine. Now we'll move this up and we'll try to adjust this. So this one here matches. Well, now we have to play with it again, all right? So now we had this matched up, but in order to match up the next moves, well, we got to manipulate things again. It doesn't work out that way. This is not what the tool was meant for. This is not how we use it. The same as you don't use a hammer to cut a tree down. You have a chainsaw for that, a specific tool. We don't use this for trading. We don't use this for watching it, the daily candles, and try to match them up with the candles that we have on Global M2. That's not the purpose for it. And if you're trying to do that, you're going to be frustrated and you're going to lose. Right? Here it matches well. Here it matches all right. But look, here Global M2 goes up and Bitcoin goes down. It's not perfect. That's kind of what we're seeing right now. Right? Bitcoin general trajectory was down, and Global M2 was sideways. It doesn't match perfectly for price. Okay, timing, it works out really well. If you were to DCA out here and DCA in here and DCA out here and DCA in here, and even on these moves, if you were to DCA in here and at this peak DCA out here, right? You would have got in at about under 100K, and then you would have gotten out at 123K. but we're not looking at prices, right? We're not looking at um, 75K because you have to continue to manipulate this to make it work. Like even right now on this current move, if you shrink this down and manipulate it, then you can kind of make it hit with this move, and you shrink it down a little more, and you can make it hit with this move and this move. But you're constantly trying to manipulate it to to match price. It doesn't match price. That's not what the tool's for. Show the direction of the market and ideally some great places, especially on the big moves, to 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 take some profit and to put some more money in. That's what this tool. That's what I use this tool for, and I'm still learning, obviously. Um, but people like were surprised about this move, and I honestly was expecting it to go up higher too. I'm not gonna pretend that I didn't. But as we use these tools and as we learn more, we have to apply that knowledge. Okay, now we know. Okay, we match this up. Okay, well, we're not going to go to 160,000 here in July. Okay, it's not for finding price. Okay, now we know that we can stop using it that way. And if for people who are waiting for it to get up to there, they missed the opportunity of timing because they were watching price, right? Thankfully, I was able to take some profit on some coins, and I'm sitting in a decent position of cash right now. Took some profit on ChainGPT. I'm going to rotate that up to a higher cap because I believe we're in higher cap season. We're in ETH season, and then I rotated that into sold. I sold a good position of ChainGPT, and then with half that profit, I bought some SUI, and the rest I just kept in cash for now. I did the same thing with a render. I sold my render. I was in profit with a render, and I sold it 2 days ago. So I did all right on it. And yeah, I picked up a little sweet because I like where the chart is right now. Where's the sweet chart that I was looking at? Where is it? Here it is. See, I saw it break out from this trend, come back and test it, and I picked up some right here while it was testing it. I didn't go all in because I don't know if BTC continues to go down for the next few days, then maybe we break this and come down and test this trend line. If that happens, then I'll buy more here, right? Zooming out, I think SWI does really well. And I think that I don't know, I don't want to make some price calls, but I think it does really well. And I think that we're still in a good accumulation phase. Okay. So, anyways, that's what I just wanted to talk about. I didn't want to talk about the trades and the movements that I'm making right now in my portfolio. I wanted to focus on Bitcoin and the global M2 indicator, right? So far, timing has been pretty good, right? Selling on the peaks and buying on the lows, selling on the peaks, right? Maybe this is a little bit small, right? Maybe that's not one that we traded. But then what I was going to say is we have another big peak coming up here where it rolls over the third week of September. Now, by the time we get here, we're going to be able to see how this thing actually plays out. And if it turns around and goes up and it's not all that long, or if it continues to go down for a while and it ends up being something similar to this, well, then that's an opportunity. That's an opportunity that we got to watch out for, right? Because if we see that this is happening, then we can't be shy from taking profits when we see this happen because this was a good time to take profits and this was a good time to take profits. This was a good time to take profits, and it's just on and on and on. And then once we see it roll over, okay, then there'll be a good opportunity to put some more money in. Okay, we still have a lot of this cycle left. Like if we look down at the business cycle, where is it here? This one. If we look down here at the business cycle, we are still in contraction. We haven't even started fun time yet. We're still down here. We had a couple little teasers, all right, the beginning of last year and the end of last year. But with monetary policy being stuck where it is, um, inflation is low. Trueflation was, I think, came in at 1.6% today. In my mind, there's no reason for Powell not to be raising rates or not to be lowering rates. Sorry, uh, and you can see over here on all these past cycles the how much shorter the time is we spent in contraction because it didn't take as long for rates to be adjusted. This cycle is taking a long time. Whatever the reasons are, whether it's tariffs, I don't think it is. Whether it's political, I do think that's what it is. Maybe it's a combination. Whatever, wherever you stand on the issue, it doesn't matter. This is what we're at. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a prolonged time in contraction where we have rates that are higher than any other time. And that's why we're sitting here in contraction. We still have all this to go, but it's been defeating. And a lot of people have given up. But don't be that person. Hang in there. Try to be in the right coins. It's, in my opinion, it's not time to be in the low caps, where ETH has just started to turn dominance, and outperform Bitcoin. Like we can see, ETH dominance is having a good run. So right now, it's still BTC and ETH time. ETH has been outperforming. Look at ETH versus altcoins. ETH versus altcoins. ETH is outperforming altcoins. It's outperforming BTC and it's outperforming altcoins. Okay, so like for me, I want to focus my portfolio on high caps. Get some ETH. Once ETH finishes kind of falling over here, I'm going to be watching it. Once ETH finishes its descent, I'm watching. I set an alarm somewhere, an alert. I'm watching for when ETH comes back and tests the 50. If when that happens, I'm going to put some of my stables into ETH. I put some stables, like I said, into SWI. I might put a little bit more into Ondo. We'll see. Trying to stick with the higher caps though, for now. And eventually, the liquidity will continue to flow down. But as of right now, is it? Where's my chart? The main chart. As of right now, we can see it's not time yet. We're still down here in contraction. We can try to time it. We can try to time it, or we can try to wait for a confirmation. Now, if we get above 50, well, maybe some of the small caps have started to move already, and maybe you've missed a little bit of that move. For me, I don't care because I know that the high caps, I'm not going to be sitting in stables. I'm going to make some money on that move, but I'm going to wait for it to be confirmed, and then that way this doesn't happen again. Blip, and this doesn't happen again. Blip. So if we get into expansion and at the same time we get some lower rates so that people can have easier access to cheap money. Like look at the Fed funds rate over here. You can see these are the past cycles. You can see where interest rates were at. They were going up a little bit here, but it's still 1% compared to 4.5, 4.25, right? That's it's too high. It's too high. Money is too expensive. It needs to come down. Um, we haven't had an alt season with rates this high. It just hasn't happened. Anytime that it's like the highest it's been during alt season was 1.24, and that's when it peaked out November 2017. So I'm not saying that we need to get down below 1% or in the ones, but we're just too high right now. It's just too high. So that's what I'm watching for. And until that happens, I think it's safer to be in um, Bitcoin still, to be in ETH, or to be in a handful of the higher caps. Because after ETH, that's where they're going. So if you want to be positioned, just in case, that's where the money should be flowing, has flowed before, and that's how I'm playing it. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. This has gone longer than I expected or intended. Um, yeah, any questions? Leave them in the chat. If you disagree, if you see something differently, leave it in the chat. We can have a talk about it. All right, guys, talk soon.